Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 1911. Wow. Of what you up to now. Documenting the journey. Started doing it, obviously, 1911 days ago. Could have been 1912 days ago because I think I missed a day. Christmas 2019, I had COVID. Before they even knew that COVID was a thing and the world shut down, I actually had COVID. So today we're talking about, and every day I share what I'm doing online as part of this journal. It's really a kind of a vlog or journal, whatever you want to call it, a video journal of keeping track of what I'm doing as I move from the brick and mortar corporate world of business, decades in both, more than I even want to admit, because you guess how old I am, but I'm pretty open about how old I am. And that transition following my divorce and things onto the online world. I'd never really, I didn't grow up with the internet. My kids, my granddaughters, incredible the impact that technology is having on them. But the internet was, invented as I was having my kids, and I didn't really have time because when you got young children and you're working and you're running businesses, you're busy, if you can imagine that. So I didn't get a chance to explore the online world or the internet or the World Wide Web. So when I found myself divested of my joint assets with my ex, it was like, what am I going to do now? I can retire, I could travel, I could do all kinds of things, but I was curious, and I'd always been curious about the internet. So I decided that was what I was going to explore. And like so many others, I hopped online and made lots and lots and lots and lots of mistakes. And it took me through a journey of figuring out what was right for me, what wasn't right for me. And what I've settled in on right now is I'm working on content creation. And I do 2 pieces of content every day. I've been doing an annual challenge for decades now in my life, but I've formalized it a little bit more online, and I share it online every day. And this is my 6th or 7th annual challenge, and that I've shared through video logging. And this year's is the Get Your Goals annual challenge. So every day we're doing something to help us get what we want in life by focusing on our goals and objectives, little bitty pieces of goals and objectives. This month, the month of April, we're concentrating on the area of spiritual health, spiritual well-being, and therefore spiritual goals. And today's topic was the soul and the spirit. What's the soul? What's the spirit? How can we, and what's the impact of our soul and spirit on our spiritual goals? And I shared those. And then how do we go about connecting to our soul, right? Because if we want to have something have a positive impact on our goals and on our life, we have to have a way to connect with that. So I shared those, and we've talked about those different ways quite a bit. But you can always find the annual challenge in the Get Up and Go Challenge private Facebook group. I think I've got 17 guides in there right now. Guide 16 is this year's Get Your Goals annual challenge and all the videos and daily action items associated with that. I think 15 is last year's challenge, which was to do one thing every day that continuously improved us, the BU 365-day challenge. Before that, we did happiness, fun. Comfort zone was the first one that I really started sharing. So I haven't looked at those videos. They might be a little rough, but that was me getting comfortable doing videos and showing up every day, not only for myself, but for other people, and then holding myself accountable to doing what I said I was going to do. And then our idiom for today, which I will admit right now, I forgot to look up the origin of because I was so, impassioned about the topic. It's something that I've never really thought about consciously. And so I got a little carried away personally working on my own spirit and personal development on the topic of the wounded soul. And our soul can be wounded in a lot of different ways. And our spirit can be crushed in a lot of different ways, especially when we're supersizing and growing our business, right? We can make mistakes. We can do stupid things. We can pick the wrong partners. We can do things wrong and have to learn lessons. We have challenges and problems, and we have to find solutions for every single day as we're building and growing and supersizing our business. We talked about the different, most common things that wound our soul, things like abandonment, betrayal, humiliation, injustice, rejection. I don't even know if rejection. And we experience all of those, sometimes all of them in the same day as we're building and growing and supersizing our business, depending on how comfortable we are with the different activities and things that are required to create the business that we want to see in the world. But there's other things like attack, trust, fear of humiliation, guilt over abuse, and abuse, right? Abuse and then guilt over having been taken advantage of and abused. I personally have experienced a little bit of these throughout my life and my career, and my business growth in the different businesses and industries I've been in. And so the question I asked today was, has your soul ever been wounded as you're building and growing and supersizing your business? And I would have to say absolutely positively yes, because I got so sidetracked thinking about all the examples of things and lessons that I've had to learn along the way that would be considered wounded soul. There were whole industries I had businesses in that literally were soul crushing to me. And that would mean that my soul was being injured, right? So that's it. That's what I've got today. If I can help you in any way, please ask, hit me up, jamgrandma@gmail.com. You can box me with a question. Otherwise, you can find me online. I'm not hiding. I'm out here in plain sight, and just ask the question. I always try to keep flexible in my schedule so that I can answer random ad hoc questions, so that, like when I first came online, there were things that I got stuck on, and I was stubborn and I wouldn't ask. And my kids would say, Google that, and I would finally do it after struggling. And I tried to find my own answers because I always believe I should be a self-starter and figure things out. But at some point, we've done that. We've tried to figure things out, and we still are like, all right, I still have one little question, or I need to ask someone. I want to be that resource. All right, have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.